Welcome back to another lowsec brawl fest, where everyone's fighting everyone. Alliances swap roles by the hour, and the real objective is simple. Who owns your local moon? Fraternity finds itself in its usual position of defending a Keepstar, alongside allies who were enemies yesterday. On the other side, the Imperium, the coalition that somehow manages to occupy half the map at any given time, pushes back hard in what can only be described as a full-blown goo addiction. That's right. This war is about moons, metanoxes, reactions, and the endless hunger to funnel ISK into ever-growing war chests. If you own a valuable moon, consider this your eviction notice, because this is Warlock Industries, providing cinematic battles and semi-reliable reporting, one evicted moon at a time. Takes us into the Bleak lands, a region that continues to live up to its name in every possible way. Here, wars aren't fought over pride or territory, but over spreadsheets. Fraternity and their latest collection of allies moved in, anchored structures, absorbed faction warfare space, and began harvesting moons with the enthusiasm of someone who just discovered passive income. Thus begins World War Goo. The Keepstar quickly turned into a community spectacle. Snuffed Out took the shield timer. Goonswarm and Deepwater hooligans handled the armor, and by the time the hull timer arrived, New Eden delivered its favorite plot twist. In a textbook case of money talking, Snuffed, having helped light the match, showed up on grid to help contain the fire. Enemies one day, and contracted allies on payday. As fleets poured in from across the cluster, Goons and allies rolled through in battleships and support fleets, taking scenic detours through hostile space. Upon arrival, the defenders responded with every gadget they owned, including capitals, because escalation is always the solution. collapsed into complete chaos. What started as a fight quickly turned into a full-blown mosh pit as fleets beat the absolute crap out of dreads right at the center. Capitals were also jumped behind the Keepstar, like they were being shaken down for lunch money, while Fraternity and their short-lived allies evaporated under pressure, wiped out almost as soon as they broke tether. As it became obvious, Fraternity and their limited-time allies were lacking in numbers. They were swarmed by fleets and had only one option left after their feeding frenzy: pack up all their ships and quaif and get the hell out of Dodge. All that was left was the Keepstar, and what followed was a collective beating as everyone took turns until it finally cracked and the explosion tore through the grid. But the battles and tie-dye were far from over. Less than 30 minutes later, we were already on another grid in Quirius, where a fresh Keepstar timer came out and Phoenix Coalition found itself under pressure yet again from only fleets in their ongoing war. As always, this is Warlock Industries, providing cinematic battles and semi-reliable reporting, one Keepstar at a time.